Hi guys, this is CK from CK Education, and today I want to share a story with you about a student named Jake. He was a good student. He had good grades, and he did well on his SAT. But really, what I think of when I think of him is how micromanage managing his mom was. You know, I always meet parents like this. Not that many actually. Most of them are, they send their students to me, they send their kids, and then, we work on the SAT, and I develop a relationship with the kid, and we work on it, and their scores go up, and and they see the results at the end. But you always have some parents, and usually I say moms because it's typically moms, but not always, but typically from historically speaking, from my experience, the vast majority were moms who really try to micromanage the process. I don't like that. I like parents who just sort of trust me and just, let me do my thing. First of all, because I have a very busy schedule, I don't have time to get back to every parent with little details about everything that's going on, especially if we're in the middle of, we're working on something. The results take a little bit of time to become, a parent, but they want to know at every step what's going on, and it's a little annoying, to tell you the truth. And so I don't have a lot of time for it, and I just, I don't like to do that. But some parents do that, and Jake's mom was one of those moms. I would get a text, or can you call me, and I just want to see how he's doing, and like this was just on and on. And so I had to tell her that, look, I appreciate that you want to know, what's going on and everything, but you can't keep contacting me so frequently about his status. I mean, some things take time. It's just like, when you go on a trip with your kids, if you're a parent of little kids, and 10 minutes into the drive, it's like it's going to take 3 hours to get there. 10 minutes into it, Daddy, are we there yet? Mommy, are we there yet? No, not yet. 5 minutes later, are we there yet? No, not yet. 2 minutes later, are we there yet? No, you just asked me 2 minutes ago. We still have like 2 hours to go, 2.5 hours to go. And that's what I feel like a lot of times with some parents is that, how is he doing? Well, how is he doing today? How is he doing today? Did he improve? You're not going to see improvement every single week. I mean, it takes some time. It's just like good food. It takes time to cook. And so you got to give it some time. But, she wasn't a bad mom or anything like that. I'm not saying she was not a bad person. I don't dislike her. It's just that, when parents do that, there's not much to tell you at every step, because some things just take time, and things go, and then they improve, and then you got to learn for a while, and then they improve. It doesn't go improve every week. And so when parents ask me too frequently about how are they doing, I literally had one parent, like after the very first class, I got a text right afterwards, like, can you please give me a call, Mr. Kim? And I was like, yeah, I thought something was going on. So I called her. She says, now, how was he? Like, what score do you think he's going to get? And I said, we just had our very first class. I mean, an hour and a half. I have no idea. We got to work, and we got to see how he is. Look, if you're a parent, some of you have that kind of personality. You have to know every little thing that goes on. That's not going to work well with me, I'm afraid. Okay, so if you're a parent like that, you probably don't want to send your kid to me, or if you do, you're going to have to hold back a lot and not do that. Okay, because I will not reply to every response when you're texting me every week, or 2 times a week or something like that. And I apologize, I just don't have time to do that, and I don't have a lot of updates to give when it's that frequent. So you got to trust the process. And some things just take time, So I told her, I said, look, generally, we start with the weakest section, and then I teach them, let's just say it's math. I teach them the 30 most important math rules, and then there are up to 8 math exercises. These are not test problems. These are not practice problems. These are exercises to help you solidify, apply the most important rules in context, and helps you solidify, really build up a good fundamental understanding so that when you get to the testing phase, you do well on the test. So we go through that. Let's just, as an example in math, And when you get to a certain level, then let's say we add grammar. We never leave anything, but we add, let's say, grammar. And then I teach you the 40 most important SAT grammar rules. And then, there are up to 8 exercises to help you practice that and get really good at that. And then when you're doing math and grammar, well, we might add the reading section. Well, we will eventually. And again, I teach you the reading rules and we go through exercises. And then eventually you get to the testing phase of each of the 3 sections. And that's when you start seeing more of, how many you're missing and how that equates to a score and so on and so forth. But even then, I don't like to give score predictions because they're not very meaningful. It's just a snapshot in time. And the other thing is we're still working on it. Now, if we're getting close, if we're getting a month away from the test, something like that, and we worked a lot on it, then I have a better idea of what I think the student might get. But again, I don't like giving score predictions. Now, the funny thing is, I don't like to give score predictions, but quite honestly, my students get the highest score increases of any SAT prep system that I know of in this world. And that sounds a little maybe arrogant or exaggerating, but I'm really not. I'm not saying this out of arrogance. This is why I have a waiting list, and this is why my system is very, very effective. I'm tooting my own horn here, but it's just because the reason it is so is that when I started this many years ago, I looked at the things that didn't work, and I wanted to correct those, and I took out all the fluff, all the things that I thought were ineffective, and I kept the things and improved and innovated the things that I thought really worked, and I tested it. And it's been tested over and over with hundreds and hundreds of students, tens of thousands of hours of teaching. And so it's a very custom program. And so it's not like a prep book where you take a test, you're like, oh, what score did you get? You took a test, what score did you get? So parents, if you're one of those micromanagers, don't, okay, with me. It just makes my work harder. It doesn't change what I do. It doesn't change the outcome at all when parents do that. I know parents are well-meaning, but just a message out to parents. Just wanted you to know that. Now, what happened to Jake? Well, Jake started out, his math was 660, and then his reading and writing was 500. So he started out at 1160. And then after 59 classes, 8 or 9 hours, so he was with me for quite a bit of time. He got a 790 in math, and he got a 630 in reading and writing. So for a total score of 1420, so he got a 260 point increase total. He got a 130 point increase in math and a 130 point increase in reading and writing. So he did very well, and he had a big improvement, but he would have gotten the same improvement without all of the micromanaging that was going on, okay? But I really still enjoyed having Jake. He was a great kid. He did a wonderful job. But just a shout out to parents out there. Look, I'm not the only teacher that feels that. Most teachers will say, they love to give you updates once in a while, but when it's too much, it just annoys them. It's just, it just bothers and gets in the way of what they're trying to do. So, you got to back off a little bit and give them some. And I say that as a parent too. Look, if I'm entrusting a teacher or someone, you just got to trust them and you got to let them do their thing. So anyway, as always, if you're interested in becoming one of my students, the best thing is go to my website, ckeducation.org, and fill out the SAT Prep application form. And in the comment section of the form, please write why you think you would be a great fit as one of my students. And then I promise I'll read that. I will get back to you personally. And I hope to hear from you. And until my next video, I hope you stay well.